Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Dominic from the Primetime Treasure eBay store and YouTube channel. Sitting right outside of the post office, just made a drop off of a bunch of packages. Don't normally do that, but I had some errands to run in town, and so just made sense. And there also happens to be a garage sale 2 minutes away and a bunch of other ones nearby. So I'm gonna pop by and see if I can find anything there. And if so, I will, as usual, let you know, give you any tips and tricks along the way. And so let's have at it and see what we can find. Okay, we've arrived at our first destination, and you will see there are a bunch of tents, bunch of clothes, bunch of random stuff on the tables. So we just got to go up there, explore, see if there's anything good we could find. See, this one here is perfect. This Hawaiian punch pillow for 75 cents. This is a great pop culture piece. It's light, it's easy to ship, very, just nice and fluffy. This is something that sold recently for $17.50. It would ship out first class. There's only one available at $28 right now. It has 2 watchers, so it's an easy pickup. Okay, one thing I wanted to tell you about this Hawaiian punch pillow that I wound up getting here. If you look on the bottom for the tag, what you're gonna see is that the tag is cut off. Now this originally came with a really, really long tag. If you think about it, for a pillow like this that someone's gonna wanna use, that long giant tag is going to be super annoying. Someone's probably going to wind up cutting it off anyway. That's something I would actually mention in the ad. So for a piece like this, that someone's buying more for the pop culture aspect of it, they love Hawaiian punch, they'd love to have this just to rest on, they're using it also for functionality purposes, they're not going to care about that tag. Now, if it was a vintage piece, a vintage doll or something like that, like a Furby or some other kind of like an old Garfield plush that somebody wanted, then that tag's going to be important, and you don't want to get it when it's ripped off. So there's exceptions to all sorts of rules. Normally I don't get things with the tag removed, but for this reason I made an exception, and I wanted to let you know why. So just keep that in mind when you're out there sourcing. Okay, we're at the next one, and the sign for it said it's the greatest junk, and right here you can see there's a sign. You probably can't read it too well, but it says best junk ever. The sign fell over. So is this something that is overhyped, or is there really great junk in there? I don't know, but we're about to find out. Well, this is the stuff that they have here in the beginning, lots of shot classes and stuff like that. Some of these prices are absolutely crazy high, and that's a bad sign. So we'll keep on looking here and see if there's anything else that's good.
What's the matter? Oh dear.
Yeah, so these Superman are all from the early 90s, and they're not worth much in isolation like that. These Sesame Street ones are neat to see, ones this old. I mean, like you said, you have like number 3, you have number 2. That's really cool. The problem is that they're condition issues inside of them. Like
Right, because they had been used.
Yeah, they're used. I mean, this one here isn't that bad, but there's some that are, like penciled in, and there's all sorts of stuff. Like this one's all ripped up. No, I would. It's neat for but once they have all this stuff on it, like
Cut it out,
yeah,
right.
it loses its value. That's the
Yes.
problem. I mean, it's cool to have to hold on for someone who just hasn't seen these old issues and like looking at them, but for a collector,
Right.
yeah, and that's what I get them for that type of stuff. So I can't
yes.
really use them, but they're it is cool to see. Like, see, this page is like ripped out right here,
Right.
and then there's stuff pasted
then they
onto
paste
it.
it on
You know,
from-
collectors who want them, they want them in, like the watercolors done, like they want them in the
The
original
original state.
yeah. So
I wasn't
but-
keeping them for
yeah,
that in
no,
mind. Just
no, but it's really neat to see, because like I said, I just had a whole bunch that I got from 1975, 1976. And they were much later issues. So to see a number 4 and a number 3 and a
this is
number
the first
2,
year they came out.
yeah, that's
And
really
we had, as I said, the number
really
1,
cool.
And,
Yeah.
over the years,
yeah, just yeah, that's amazing. Nice. So best junk ever? Not quite. Those things are usually overhyped, but not a total flop. Started off with me not finding much, a little concerned about the prices, but then I asked her, she's naming all these things that she has for sale, right? So I said, do you have any comic books? And sure enough, she says, actually, I do. And so she shows me that bag with the Superman books, Action Comics. Those are not worth anything. Those Action comic books from the 1990s, or the Adventures of Superman from the 1990s. Not worth anything, even though they're in good condition, so did not pick those up. Then she shows me those Sesame Street books, which were the magazines, which were old, nice, but condition was not good, so we had to nix those. Sure enough, walk into the garage, look on that bookshelf, and there is this set of Asterix comic books. Now, they're hardcovers for the most part, but there's also some soft covers. Here's the hardcovers right there. Now, if you have not seen these before, that's not unexpected because they are not typically found in the United States. These books originated in France with the title character Asterix right here in 1959, and he typically goes around with his buddy Obelix, which you could see right here. That's Obelix. So does Asterix and Obelix, and they are these, again, French characters that resist the Romans, and there's a whole bunch of them here. There's a bunch of hard covers, a bunch of soft covers. They are from the 1970s for the most part, early 1970s, the ones that were on that bookshelf. Some a little earlier, some a little later. There were some soft covers, as you can see here, but for the most part, they are vintage. I haven't opened every single one of them. See, now some of them do not have anything written on the inside, but there's a few that have like an inscription in there. That's okay when you buy a big lot like this. That would take the value down a little bit, but turns out that wound up getting a lot of, here's some more. I'll just lift the whole thing up so you can see it. 17 of these in here, 17 of these bad boys. And the price was $1 for hardcover, and it would have been 50 cents for soft cover. So that would have come up to a total of around $14 for these. So just asked her if she would do 10 for the whole lot. She said yes. So that's great. They'll ship out inexpensively through media mail. There's no doubt in my mind they're going to sell. It's going to be a very nice flip. In terms of how much I'm going to be able to get out of those, it really depends. The prices are all over the map. It's hard to really say. There's some that are written in French. There's some that are written in English. The ones that are written in French, I guess I should show what the inside of these look like, by the way. They look like comic books, essentially. They're just inside of this hardcover book. So that's why I say always go to like the children's books areas, which is where these were located on the bookshelf, because you never know what kind of goodies you're going to find in there. And there's an example of what I'm talking about, that there's an inscription there. That's okay, because they have the date on it and stuff like that. It kind of dates it a little bit. That's all right. So in terms of the price, I would say max $100 for it. So I'll probably start it at $99.99. It depends. I'm gonna have to look in more detail, see the comps on it. But that would probably be the max, and just kind of work my way down from there. But again, no doubt that I'm gonna make my money back on this. This is a good idea of something to look for, something unusual, hard to find. A character that you don't see too much in the U.S. There's a certain segment of people that like that and that collect that. There's actually a park dedicated to that character in France. So that just goes to show, there's lots of other kind of merchandising related to that character as well. Stuffed animals, dolls, that sort of stuff. So you may not have heard of them before, but hopefully now you learned something new and something to look for. I have seen that character in those books at other sales before. It's not typical. Might find it around once a year, but be on the lookout for Asterix and Obelix. So I'm in a very old area near where I live, and I like to go to those places because there's older homes and older things, and so I don't know if there's anything good on this one, but we'll check it out, see if we can find anything. It's a nice play mat for kids for $3. Pretty good. So this will give you a sense of what I just purchased for $3. It's a huge city play rug. I have had these before. They are great sellers. Pick them up. If you could get it for $3, $5, I mean, these sell for, you know, easily anywhere between $50 and $100, often over $100, $110. Just depending on the condition, and this one's in great condition and the size, and this one is really big. In fact, I had this exact one before and sold it for like $75, $80 or something like that. So just keep a lookout for these. The other thing I want to tell you is, if you pay attention to where I found this, it was hanging over the banister, and everyone just walked by it because people have tunnel vision. They just look at, you know, the tables and you know, what's inside boxes. You gotta look outside of that. This didn't have a price on it. You gotta look in areas that people are not thinking of, and that's a lot of times where you will find treasure like this. Okay, this is my last stop off for today because I have my brother and 2 nieces coming into town. This is my favorite city, or one of my favorite cities to source in, and you could see it's kind of old, run down. Even the garage sale sign is it's pretty run down, and you know, the lawn is not really cut well. I mean, this is the kind of stuff I love though, because these places usually have great stuff. So let's go and check it out. See, now this is exactly what I'm talking about. Great value here if these things work. This is a Panasonic Blu-ray DVD player with the remote, worth about $40. Get it for $5. This one's even better. She wants $10 for it. This will sell for anywhere between $60 and $90. Has all the parts inside. I've got to test these out, see if they work. Okay, success on this one. Just hit the open close button. There we go. And we'll open close this with the remote. There we go. Just making sure it works.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Okay. All right, well, I wound up getting the Panasonic DVD player plus the remote. Both work. This has the batteries in it too, for $5. That's a great deal. That'll sell for $40 to $50. There's currently no competition for it on eBay, so I'll probably want to put that up soon. I also said, hey, do you mind throwing in a DVD with my DVD player? And she said, sure, and she let me get this one, which is great because it's comic book related. I could watch it, then I could sell it. It has my second favorite character in it, which is Aquaman right there, so excited about that. The other unit did not work, even though it said new on the outside. Do not believe that. I said, what do you mean it's new? It's open, and that's true. If it's open, it's not new. Technically, it's not new if it's been open. So she said, well, it's new, but I just opened it to show it. Well, it turns out that's not the case, because once we got it out of that plastic, took it out of the styrofoam, it was dirty. It was clearly used. It already had the batteries in it. So one of the bags was open inside. So, and when plugged it in, it didn't work. No lights turned on, and you hit the buttons, nothing happened. It definitely was broken. So was she trying to con me or something like that? You know, I can't prove that. I don't know. I doubt it. She said it was given to her as a gift, and so, you know, she didn't know about it, that it didn't work. So, you know, who knows? But the bottom line is, that's why you have to test these things. Find an outlet, take it out, test it, make sure that you know that it works before you leave the place. So, you know, that's how you'll protect yourself, because that could have been a $10 purchase. Now, I would have tried to get her down to $5 for it, so I would have tried to get both for $10, and I think she would have done that because she had signs all over, make offer, make offer. But still, you know, if I would have purchased that and not tested it and went home, that would have been $5 off of my profit for this, because I wouldn't have been able to do anything with that one. So, you know, just keep that in mind. Again, with electronics, make sure you test them either by plugging them in or using batteries. With that being said, I am done. That was a great couple of scores just from stopping by a few places. There might have been like 1 or 2 places I stopped by that I didn't get on camera where there wasn't anything. But overall today, very good. You know, some days you get a lot of bites like this, and some days it's pretty dry. But this turned out being a good day. I've got to get some other errands done. My brother's coming from out of town. So I've got to get ready for that. And that's pretty much it for today. So if you like this video and like the tips and hints, make sure that you hit the like button down below. Drop a comment or a question if there's something you want to ask or say. Also, make sure you come by my Facebook group, the Facebook Reselling Resource Center. The link to that's down below. Just send in a join request. I'll let you in as long as your profile looks okay. And make sure you hit the subscribe button. Really trying to drive that subscription up. Get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So we're getting close, getting there a little bit by bit, almost at 600. So just remind you of that if you're watching these videos and you haven't hit the subscribe button. That would be real important to do. Helps promote the channel and establish the credibility of it more and more. So thank you very much, everyone, for continuing to come by and watch these videos, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye.